Hey, you old hag! When the hell are you going to move out? I'm sick and tired of living under the same roof as you. I don't want to have to see your ugly face every day. It's unbearable.
What do you want now, Mia? Don't you think you're being a little rude to me? You're an adult. People expect you to have some manners.
You're one to talk. You don't have any manners yourself. I know that you only married my father for his money.
What in the world are you talking about? Where did you get a crazy idea like that? You shouldn't make such accusations without any proof. By the way, are you eating at home tonight?
There's no way that I'm eating any food that you prepared.
Okay, whatever. I wasn't planning on cooking for you in the first place. You never share your plans with me, so it's hard for me to prepare meals for you. You need to study for your college entrance exams. Shouldn't you be at home preparing?
You're not my mother. Don't tell me what to do. I don't respect you, and I never will. When I was younger, I stupidly thought that you were my mother, but not anymore.
Ugh, what changed? You used to be so loving and adorable. I miss the old you. I've only been living with you for 5 years, but you've changed a lot in this time. When I first met you, you were only 12. You were such a sweet little girl.
You stole my father's money. He's broke because of you.
I did no such thing.
He's asking me to get a job and earn some money to help him out. This is all your fault. You spend all of his money. My father tells me that he doesn't have enough money to pay for my school. He should have never married you. You ruined our lives. And I'm not going to forgive you. Ever!
I don't know what your father told you, but I certainly didn't marry him for his money, I assure you. If I wanted to marry for money, I would have found someone wealthier. You actually don't know how much I do for this family. I'm not the enemy here.
You can't fool me. I know you're the one that bankrupted us. My father told me not to believe your lies. We're not even related. Of course I would believe my father over you. I want you to move out of our house and stay out of our lives.
I can't believe that your father would call me a liar. That's very hurtful. You shouldn't be blaming me for any of this. I'm on your side here. You shouldn't take me for granted.
Why in the world would I believe the garbage coming out of your mouth?
Fine, then talk to your father. There's no point in us talking if you're not going to believe a word that I say. What were you thinking? How could you do this to me?
I don't know what you're talking about. By the way, I'm broke. Did you leave money for me at the house like I asked you to?
I told you over and over again that I can't let you spend our money so carelessly. That's why I didn't leave you any money at the house.
What am I supposed to do with no money, though?
You need to be more careful with your spending. This is all your fault.
Why are you mad at me?
I'm mad at you because you told your daughter that I stole all of your money, which is completely untrue. How could you say that when I'm the one paying for everything? Mia thinks it's my fault that we're not able to pay for her tuition. She's also angry with me because she needs to get a job to pay for her living expenses.
She's going to be a college student soon, and it's about time she learned to earn some money. She's already been accepted into a college, which means that she's not busy studying anymore.
It just sounds like you're going to make her work and that you'll use her money yourself. I mean, that's what you're doing with me. Mia is your daughter. You should be the one taking care of her, not the other way around.
Shut up! You don't need to lecture me about how to raise my daughter. I need some money. We're married. As my wife, you should give it to me.
You act like I'm a complete stranger to Mia, but I've been raising her all these years too. You're being very unfair. Have it your way then. I don't care anymore. I'll just think about myself from now on.
I don't understand why you're getting so upset with me. Just give me the money that I need, and I'll leave you alone. I need to be somewhere early tomorrow morning, so I need the money before then.
Okay, whatever. I need to go now.
My father and I don't want you to live with us anymore. Pack your bags and leave, bitch.
What did you just call me, Mia? You need to watch the filthy words coming out of your mouth.
You're my stepmother. I don't have to listen to a thing you say. We don't need you in our lives anymore. I don't want to see you ever again.
I can't believe that you're doing this to me after all that I've done for you and your father. I'm the one who's been providing all the money for this family all these years. I guess your father failed to mention that.
I filed the divorce papers.
What?
So there's no reason for you to continue to live with us. You're no longer welcome at our house.
I never imagined that my 18-year-old stepdaughter would do something so outrageous.
I don't need a stepmom that's gonna live off of my father's money.
I have a decent job, you know. What kind of lies has your father been feeding you?
You used up all of my father's money and he's broke because of you. How could you do that to your own husband? I might not even be able to afford college now because of what you did. I never want to see your ugly face again.
What did I ever do to you? I'm the one that's been taking care of our family. You're going to regret kicking me out like this. I guess your father was taking all the credit. I'll leave you alone as you wish. Goodbye, Mia.
I wish that my father had never met you. You took 5 good years away from us. You were only after his money. You never loved either of us. Have a nice life without us. Goodbye!
I will. Your father is the one that's going to have trouble living without me.
How could you say that? One vicious lie after the other.
I guess the divorce papers that we had signed previously came in handy. I can now get rid of your lousy father.
We're ecstatic to have you out of our lives.
Let me just tell you the truth before I go.
You mean more lies?
Your father is the one that's unemployed. I have a job that pays me well. He's the one that's been using me for my money. He uses my hard-earned money to buy himself whatever he wants. But I put up with it because he was my husband.
I can't believe that you're trying to blame all this on my father. You're evil. My father would never be so irresponsible. You don't want to take the blame for your failed marriage, so you're trying to make my father look like the bad guy.
You just don't seem to understand that your father has been lying to you this entire time. I feel sorry for you. It's not your fault that your father is the way that he is. I've actually been wanting to leave him for a long time, so you did me a favor by filing those divorce papers.
I see. I'm glad it worked out for the both of us then. I thought that you'd be begging my father to take you back. You're not as desperate as I thought.
Actually, I fell out of love with your father a long time ago. Especially when I realized how irresponsible he was with his spending. I asked for a divorce many times in the past, but he was the one who didn't want to get divorced. It makes sense, seeing as he was living off of my money. I actually hired a divorce lawyer recently. Thank you for helping me get divorced. I've been waiting for this day for such a long time.
I had no idea that you had a divorce lawyer. I always thought that my father was the one that wanted to leave you. Aren't you the one that's living off of my father's money?
It looks like your father deceived you well. Now that I'm no longer married to your father, I have no obligation to financially support either of you. The mortgage was under my name, but I transferred it to your father's name, seeing that I won't be living with you two anymore. You and your father will be responsible for paying the remaining mortgage.
I had no idea that you were the one paying for it in the first place. This must be your sick idea of a joke.
You don't need to believe me. I don't care, and it doesn't concern me. Your father will be up to his eyes in bills. I wish you both the best of luck.
I'm sure that my father will have no issues in paying the bills now that you're out of his life. I mean, you're the one that spent all of his money in the first place.
Your father is unemployed and addicted to gambling. I'm fairly certain that he won't be able to pay his bills.
So, you're not making all this up?
Talk to your father if you don't believe me. I'll pack up my things and move out just like you wanted me to. Thanks again for filing those divorce papers. I'm not sure how long you'll be able to continue living in the house. The mortgage payments are not cheap.
You don't need to worry about us. I have my father to protect me.
Believe what you want, but your house will be taken from you if you can't pay the mortgage. Enjoy life with your father.
I don't understand why he ever married you. I'm glad to have you out of our lives.
I only stayed with your father because I was worried about you. If I really wanted to, I could have divorced him, but I thought that you and I were on good terms. I was worried about what would happen to you if I left your father.
So, you're saying that you stayed married to my father for me?
I didn't want your father to ruin your life. But then you turned on me and kicked me out, so I have no intention of helping you anymore. I considered paying your tuition at the very least, but I don't even want to do that after the way you treated me.
I had no idea that you were paying my tuition.
Well, now you know. I paid for all your school-related expenses. I even paid for your cram school. I was even ready to pay for your college education.
So, my father didn't pay any of it? What was he doing this entire time?
He was gambling all of my money away. He also liked to go drinking with his friends.
My father isn't like that at all.
If you say so. I'm going to go now. I wish that things hadn't ended up so badly between us, but it did, and I have to accept that and move on.
Well, this isn't the ending that I wanted either. We used to get along. My father tricked me. This isn't my fault. I don't know who to believe anymore. I don't think that my father is the monster that you describe him to be.
I can understand why you want to see the best in your parents. It was the same for me. But my parents were lousy, and I came to accept that eventually. That's why I was so keen on helping you. I never thought you'd treat me like this, though. You don't deserve my help. Goodbye, Mia. Let's go back to being strangers.
Please don't say that. Why don't we all sit down and talk about this? I'll come home this evening, so let's sort this out together.
It's too late for that, Mia.
Why not? I finally know the truth about my father.
Your father and I are divorced now. There's nothing left to talk about. I think you should start worrying about how you're going to pay for your college tuition now that you don't have me to rely on.
What are you saying?
If you still want to go to college, you're going to have to earn the money yourself or ask your father to help you out. Although, I wouldn't count on your father for the money.
So, you're saying that I won't be able to go to college unless I find a way to pay for it?
That's right. I was already working at your age, so I'm sure that it won't be difficult for you either. I paid for my own tuition. Good luck with everything. It might be tough at first because you've never had to work for anything in your life.
So, you're just gonna leave me to deal with this all on my own then? I thought that you were nicer than this.
I can say the same about you. I've contributed to your family for over 5 years now. I've done my part. Now it's your turn. You should be thanking me if anything. You're the one that kicked me out. Deal with it. Good luck taking care of your lousy father. True to her word, Melanie packed up her things and moved out of the house, leaving Mia alone with her father. Mia never saw Melanie again. Mia asked her father for his help in paying her college tuition, but he laughed in her face. Her father was furious with Mia for filing the divorce papers without his permission. Mia had no choice but to get a job, and she gave up her dreams of going to college. Things got so bad for Mia that she ended up leaving her final year of high school. Mia regretted not believing Melanie and had wished she had treated Melanie better. Now, Mia's living in a shitty apartment with her good-for-nothing father. Mia goes to work every day wondering why she had made so many mistakes in her life. Melanie is enjoying being single again and is stress-free because she doesn't have to worry about her ex-husband taking money from her anymore.
Were you finally able to save up some money, Melanie? What are you going to do with the money? Move into a new house? Which house are you thinking of buying?
Did Kevin tell you all this? We haven't decided on a house yet, but we have begun our search for a new house.
I had no idea that you had so much saved up. Kevin tells me that you have enough saved up that you don't even need to get a mortgage.
I'm not going to be able to pay for the house in one lump sum. But I don't want to rely on a bank loan, which is why I've been working really hard to save up as much as I can.
I see. So you were saving up to buy a new house. I thought that you were stingy, but I guess you had your reasons.
I guess you could say that. I've always been frugal, so saving up wasn't all that difficult for me. I've been married to Kevin for 15 years now, and the entire time I've been saving up for our dream home.
So that probably means you have around $300,000 saved up. Am I right?
I'm not comfortable discussing the amount of money I have sitting on my bank account. Why are you so interested in my savings?
Well, we're family now, so I think that I have the right to ask and know about these things.
I suppose, but...
I was just thinking about how nice it would be for me to move into a new house as well. What do you say to living together?
I'm sorry, but I plan to live in my new house with Kevin and no one else.
I'm your mother-in-law. How could you say no to me?
I'm sorry, but it's not in our plans to live under the same roof as you. We told you the same thing when Kevin and I got married. Kevin and I have been dreaming of purchasing a house of our own. And the last thing we want to do is say yes to moving in with you.
Why are you so cold to me? What do you have against me? Don't you think that you're being a little rude to me?
Ever since you got divorced, you've been relying on Kevin for money.
I have, but Kevin is my son. I'm allowed to ask for his financial help if I need it. I raised him, so I should be able to receive money from him.
Kevin never gave you his money, he's lending it to you. On top of that, he's been sending you monthly payments to help out with your living expenses. We know that you're in a lot of debt. The last time that you came over to see us, you stole some of our valuable possessions from us. I'm sure you can see why we wouldn't want to live under the same roof as you.
You say that you can't live with me, but you're letting another woman live under your roof? What's that about?
She's my great aunt. She's been good to me, and now it's my turn to take care of her.
But it seems unfair that you'd let your great aunt live with you and not me. I'm Kevin's mother.
We can't get dragged into your financial problems. And my great aunt is only living with us temporarily. Once Kevin and I purchase a new home, my great aunt will no longer be living with us. I mean, the house that we're living in now is her house. I've been helping her out because she recently had some medical problems.
I really do hope that you and Kevin will invite me to move into your new house with you. I won't give up so easily.
Well, Kevin and I aren't going to give in either. I need to go now.
Melanie, you're working today, right?
Yes, that's right. Why do you ask?
Well, my mother was acting stranger than usual.
How so?
Well, she says that she's coming over to the house now. I told her that you're at work, but she wouldn't listen. She says that even if you're not here, she'd be coming over anyway. Did she text you?
No, she didn't. And this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Your great aunt is the only one at home right now, correct? Has my mother been introduced to your great aunt? I can't remember.
I don't think that the two of them have met before. But I'm sure that my great aunt would let her into the house seeing as she's your mother. I hope that your mother doesn't cause any trouble. I don't trust her. I'm gonna give a call to my great aunt now.
That would be the smart thing to do. I don't trust my mother either.
I'm starting to get worried. I hope that your mother is on her best behavior today.
I took the liberty of buying your new house for you.
Excuse me? Why did you go see my great aunt today? What did you need?
I already paid for the house. You have nothing to worry about. I didn't realize how easy it was to withdraw money from your account. I couldn't withdraw the entire amount in one go, so I went to the bank numerous times. The real estate agent allowed me to sign the contract for the house when I showed them the balance in your bank account. I'm going to need all the money in your account to pay for our new house.
What in the world are you talking about?
I know that you said you wanted a new house, but with the money you had, I could only purchase a second-hand property. Since I was the one that found this amazing house, I think that it makes sense that I live there with you and Kevin.
I'm not quite following you. What is this about? How were you able to take my money and go buy a house?
Once I figured out your passcode, it was all very easy. Thank you for saving up all that money.
Do you realize how crazy you're sounding right now? If you really did what you claim, it means you stole from me and made a huge purchase. I don't understand why you're being so cavalier right now.
I'm really grateful that you put in a lot of effort to save up all that money. I'm really looking forward to living in the house that I purchased with your money. You and Kevin are welcome to live with me if you'd like.
How many times do I have to tell you that Kevin and I have no plans to live under the same roof as you? How did you get a hold of my bank book and card?
I withdrew the $300,000 in your account and used the money to buy myself a house. Since we're family, your money is my money, so I'm assuming that you have no issues with this, right?
I have my bank book right here. I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
I went to check that I had it after you told me about what you had done. But the bank book which belongs to my great aunt is missing.
Your great aunt?
Yes, the woman who let you into the house today. She only let you in because you're Kevin's mother. My great aunt never expected you to be a thief, too. She was terribly shocked when she realized that you had taken her bank book.
I don't get it. So you're saying that I took your great aunt's bank book instead of yours? But it had your maiden name on it.
Are you sure about that? My first name is Melanie, and my great aunt's first name is Melania. People confuse our names all the time because they're so similar. I think that you took my great aunt's bank book and assumed that it was mine.
Oh, you're right. What am I supposed to do now? Why does your great aunt have so much money? Well, I guess the money is mine now.
Do you not understand the gravity of what you've done? You committed a serious crime and you will be punished. You do understand that, don't you?
Look, it was an accident. I took her money thinking it was yours. I mean, we're all family, so I don't think that it's a crime.
Even if we are family, that doesn't make it okay for you to steal our money. My great aunt is furious with you.
Okay.
She told me that she's going to get her money back from you, and she's going to make sure that you don't take any more money from her.
Well, I need the money to pay for my new house.
Well, it's not your money to take. You shouldn't be buying a house if you can't afford it. My great aunt was careless for writing down her passcode, but that doesn't give you the right to steal her money. You're absurd for thinking you could steal your family's money and spend it on something so big like a house. You're a criminal.
I wasn't stealing that money. It's mine, since I'm a part of your family now. Besides, I thought that money was yours. I was doing you a favor by buying you a house, which you were going to buy anyway.
I know how busy you and Kevin are with work. I was only trying to help. Since I chose a house suited to my needs, I think that it would make sense for me to move in with you. Do you realize how outrageous this is? You need to own up to your crime. You committed theft. Aren't you blowing things out of proportion here? This is all a big misunderstanding. I only borrowed the money. I was going to pay it back eventually. Neither me or my great-aunt ever agreed to lend you the money, which makes it a crime. You took the money without our consent. Don't try to get out of this by saying it was a misunderstanding. Wait a minute, Melanie. Could you please have a word with your great-aunt and sort this all out? She wants you to pay her back the money ASAP. But I need the money to pay for the new house. Could she please give me a little time to come up with the money? She doesn't care. She wants you to pay her back, and if you can't, she'll go to the police. The police? She can't do that to me. Please, don't make such a big deal out of this. We don't need to involve the police. But you committed a crime. You should have never taken my great-aunt's bank book and card. Fine, I'll return everything to your great-aunt. Are you happy now? Will you give me your savings instead? Huh? I need your money to buy us our new house. That way your great-aunt can have her money back. You must be joking. Why in the world would I give you my hard-earned money? No way! I deserve to live in that new house. I'd rather die than give you my money. Besides, I also bought a new house, so I don't have any savings left. Oh, so you already bought a house? Yes, we did. We didn't want to tell you because we didn't want you to think that you could move in with us. We were smart not to share any information with you. After all, you are a criminal. I'm not a criminal. Stop calling me one. I went out of my way to find you a nice house that we could all live in. I know that you bought that house for yourself. You don't care about anyone but yourself. Stop trying to rationalize your actions. You should just admit that you committed a crime and receive the punishment that you deserve. You're not making any sense right now. The only thing that I wanted was to live happily with my son and his wife. What's wrong with that? And since you had the money, I was going to use it to buy us a new house. I didn't do anything wrong. We're family, remember? I don't consider you to be family, especially after what you did to my great-aunt. What? Neither Kevin or I agreed to live with you or give you any of our money. And we definitely did not ask you to go out and buy a house for us. What you did is a crime. Own up to it. To my great-aunt, you're just some thief that came into her house and stole her money. Some may consider what I did to be a crime, but that was not my intention and you know it. You know that I didn't do this on purpose. I don't know what your intentions were, but you committed a crime and you need to take responsibility for your actions. You're going to get arrested for theft and you're going to end up paying back the money in full, whether you like it or not. You're going to let the police arrest me? I'll pay back the money, so don't have me arrested. Well, Kevin and I want nothing to do with you anymore. Stay out of our lives. How can you say that to me? After everything that you put us through, I think you saw this coming. We no longer consider you to be a part of our family. I'm Kevin's mother. You can't do that to me. Kevin didn't choose to be your son. I'm glad that he's finally able to cut you out of his life. You gave him a good enough reason to do so. Please don't try to get in touch with us anymore. We don't want to be associated with a criminal like you. I can't believe that you're doing this to me. I'm sure that once Kevin comes to his senses, he'll realize that I mean more to him than you ever will. I won't forgive you for this. You should stop blaming me and realize that you did this all on your own. You're the one that committed a crime and messed up your life. Don't blame me for any of it. It was nice knowing you, Kaya. Goodbye. In the end, Kaya was arrested after Melanie and her great-aunt reported her crime to the police. Kaya's entire family cut her off, and she was completely alone to deal with the mess that she had created. She's now going to have to spend the rest of her life paying back the money that she stole. It turned out that the real estate agent that Kaya had reached out to buy the new house was a bad one, and they never returned the down payment on the house even after the deal was called off. Kaya tried to get out of her money problems by stealing from her family, but she ended up with more debt than she ever imagined. She shouldn't have been so reckless with her spending, and had she been less selfish, none of this may have happened. As for Kevin and Melanie, they moved into their new house and are living a happy and carefree life now that Kaya is out of their lives. No one knows what happened to Kaya after she came out of jail, but no one cares enough to want to help her out. Kaya will just have to deal with the problems in her life on her own. Kaya spent too much of her life taking from others and not appreciating it, so she will now have to suffer the poor choices of her past.